Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Sita Bodke, and I head co-product at LexisNexis. I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, Rupert Roby, who is a fellow panelist on the webinar with me. Rupert is a product manager at LexisNexis and one of the driving forces behind Lexis Plus AI. He will be demonstrating the assistant to you today. We will be moderating the Q&A box, so please feel free to post any questions that you may have in that box. We will try and address as many as we can in the time we have. You can also submit your questions to pr@lexisnexis.com.au. We will be monitoring that inbox and we'll ensure that we respond with answers to your questions. In today's session, we'll be presenting to you our journey and the evolution of Lexis Plus AI and legal AI in general in the market as well. We will share with you a few real-world scenarios on how AI has helped our customers increase efficiency and gain productivity. And then, as I said earlier, Rupert will be demonstrating Lexis Plus AI. But to start with, we have a polling question for you. It should be coming up anytime now. Okay, how familiar are you with current AI tools available for legal professionals? If you haven't selected yet, please do so now. We should be getting the results any minute. That's great. It's a mixed result, but it's good to see that there are many who are now getting very familiar with Gen AI, and some of them are getting in that somewhat familiar to very familiar category. And I think that's a great segue because that's exactly what we are seeing in the market as well. We are seeing that, in 2023, since ChatGPT launched and it entered our lives, it triggered that transformative change in a way that we've not seen technology do before, right? It's helping us address day-to-day tasks, both at a personal as well as a professional level. But our industry is seeing a shift as well. But we are seeing that mixed adoption. We are seeing some who are familiar with it, some who are already there, who are getting really familiar with it, but others who are just starting on that journey. There are a few key points that we have noted as far as adoption in our market goes. Both small and large law firms are adopting generative AI at similar rates. This indicates that AI integration is not limited to particular firm size. It's a cross-industry movement. 50% of small law have initiated preparations for generative AI. And that's where I guess you see that difference in adoption, difference across that curve for adoption. Now, this adoption of AI is marking a fundamental shift in legal workflows and service delivery. Core transformation activities that get included are being trained on AI and adopting different generative AI tools, just having that access within the firm. But I think along with that access, it is also important that you have some guidelines and policies in place so that you ensure that you make responsible and ethical use of AI. Finally, I think the insights we've gathered so far suggest that preparing for AI is not optional. It is now a strategic imperative to stay competitive in the market. Insights such as these and customer feedback underpin our product strategy, along with the technology expertise and the authoritative content that we provide. Let's take a look at the evolution of AI within our suite of products. Now, whilst AI might have sprung from nowhere and it's now the hot topic on everyone's lips, LexisNexis has been using AI technology for many years. With the launch of Lexis Advance in 2014, extractive AI was mainly used to power search. But then we launched our next generation research platform, that was Lexis Plus. It launched in 2023. We saw an advancement with the integration of analytics and decision tools. Lexis Plus AI launched just a year later in 2024. It fully integrates our authoritative content sets with our innovative AI technology to significantly expand on customer value. And soon we'll be launching the next generation AI assistant, Protégé. With Protégé, we are evolving to higher customer value with more extensive document analysis and drafting capabilities. Now, how are we evolving on this journey? By leveraging our biggest differentiator, our content. Our content is the foundation upon which we have built and applied our proprietary technology and functionality. And that is true in the case of Gen AI as well. From an AI perspective, and to ensure that we maintain that quality and accuracy of responses, the breadth and depth of underlying content is really important. In Lexis Plus AI, the model runs over our entire content set, What that means is that it is able to take advantage of the vast amount of content we have within our database to identify the most pertinent information from which to form a response for you. Our content fuels our products. This is our product ecosystem. It caters to the tasks that legal practitioners carry out every day. It caters to their traditional research needs, drafting needs, and litigation analysis as well. It's providing a seamless experience and helping our users be more productive and efficient in their work. As I mentioned earlier, content is powering all our products. On this slide, you will see how our products integrate to give you that experience. Our legal AI assistant, argument analyzer, and Lexis Create, our drafting solution, all are connected to Lexis Plus, our premium research platform. And underlying Lexis Plus is our content sets: primary law, analytical content, legislation, forms and precedents, and practical guidance. In the coming months, we'll be introducing DMS integration and the ability to create databases on the fly within the LexisNexis environment. We call them walls. You'll be able to ground the AI responses in your own data together with LexisNexis content. This will give you the ability to integrate LexisNexis's proprietary, curated, and comprehensive content together with your own IP and know-how. We build these products with a firm focus on security and privacy. Legal generative AI capabilities are a really important step forward for our industry. Lexis Plus AI is already bringing this new technology to the legal profession in a way that is safe and responsible. But we also employ best practices and high standards in our development of the product. Security and privacy is a priority. It's the highest priority that we have. In fact, customers indicate that this has been the single biggest barrier when it comes to generative AI adoption. Our solutions are built with an emphasis on privacy and design, a set of industry standards that ensure user activity and model interactions are limited to that individual. We use leading encryption and security technology, including how we work with our third-party partners. Our generative AI is a private model. We do not share it with third parties. This means that user sessions are always secure, as our customers would expect from LexisNexis. Lexis Plus AI is built and deployed via commercial grade cloud infrastructure. This infrastructure means that we can manage performance and security while also leveraging secure model deployment options from providers like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services to deliver confidential interactions for our users. We are always guided by our responsible AI principles, which form the basis of our product development. And finally, but most importantly, we host Lexis Plus AI locally in Australia. None of your prompts nor uploaded documents go offshore. Everything is stored here in Sydney. While we are on the topic of security and privacy, I think it is key to understand that using GenAI products should be a very informed consumption choice. Public large language models that are easily accessible to us, such as ChatGPT, are great for low risk tasks. Plan your vacations with it, plan your next dinner date with it. But when it comes to higher stake activities such as legal research and drafting, it's important to use technology that does not struggle with context, that has the right content to train on, and the chances of hallucination are minimum. All of this innovation that we've been talking about that has now culminated in the development of Lexis Plus AI. As I mentioned earlier, it is built on the unparalleled LexisNexis database of case law, legislation, analytical content, practical guidance, forms, and precedents. Lexis Plus AI provides comprehensive, reliable results backed by verifiable, citable authorities, minimizing the risk of hallucination that can occur with generative AI tools. I'll quickly touch upon what the 4 tasks are with Lexis Plus AI, but then Rupert's going to go into details during his demonstration, and we'll talk more to those tasks during that demo. We focus on 4 key use cases: interactive or conversational search, draft generation, case summarization, and document upload for review and summarization. Now, before we go into the demo, I wanted to talk to you about our vision and what is coming very soon to our market. We've set out a very compelling vision for our products, that every legal professional worldwide will have a virtual assistant that is specifically trained and personalized to meet their needs. There are 2 points that I would like to call out here. It is personalized. As I've explained, you can already use your own content to surface insights using Lexis Plus AI, using the AI assistant. We are now focusing on tailoring our solutions to individual user preferences and specific use cases. It is designed for legal professionals. What that means is that our solutions, our AI solutions, are meticulously tuned to the specific workflows and requirements of legal professionals. This is always underpinned by our authoritative content. We believe that this vision will ensure that we are providing tools that truly enhance the way you work, combining personalization with the reliability you expect from LexisNexis. Outlined here are the key themes around which the AI assistant will evolve into what we are calling Protege. Protege is designed to seamlessly integrate across all LexisNexis products and services, including the Microsoft environment. Protege ensures that you will have access to our trusted tools wherever you are and however you choose to work. Protege will adapt to your unique workflows, will understand the tasks you perform, the choices you make, and your previous work product. This enables it to deliver tailored support aligned with your writing style and practice areas. As technology advances, so will Protege. It will continuously evolve to bring the latest innovation and tools directly into your workflow. Before we go into the demo, we do have one more polling question for you, which will come up very soon on your screens. Which area of legal work do you believe AI will have the biggest impact on in the next 5 years? Be great to hear these insights from you. Like I said, customer feedback informs our product strategies. So your feedback is very valuable to us. If you haven't already chosen an option, please do so, and we'll have those results appearing on our screens any moment now. It's great to see. So we're looking at legal research and case law analysis and document drafting and generation to have the highest number of votes. That's great to see because those are areas that we are also seeing a lot of focus in. And contract review and analysis is another area that we are increasingly seeing more and more interest being generated in. Thank you so much for those insights. Great to hear those from you. And like I said, it's very similar to what we are hearing in the market. I'll now hand over to Rupert to take you through Lexis Plus AI.
Thanks, Sita. Okay, can I just check that you can see my screen? And me? Can you see my screen?
Yep, you're good, Rupert. Thanks.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. And I know that the screen was a bit blurry before, so please let me know if you need me to put into sharper focus. So today I'm very excited to demonstrate Lexis Plus AI with a focus on recent and forthcoming enhancements. The product has evolved significantly since its launch in May last year, and we have an extensive roadmap to come, as Sita alluded to. Since LexisNexis is a global business, we can leverage developments from other regions to bring you new features and use cases faster than ever before. We remain very much driven by the needs of the Australian market. We develop local solutions where appropriate, and if we do adopt a feature or use case from overseas, we go to great lengths to localize it to the needs of the local market, that is, so that it aligns to Australian law and practice. And I'll give you more insights into our development process in relation to a specific use case a little later. Before I go further, a quick overview of Lexis Plus AI, just to augment what Sita explained earlier. It is a generative AI assistant that combines the latest in AI technology with our authoritative and comprehensive legal content sets to optimize core legal tasks, being legal research, drafting, summarisation, and document review. As the name suggests, Lexis Plus AI sits within the Lexis Plus ecosystem alongside the primary and secondary content, which also serves as a foundation for its responses. The AI assistant icon here in the experience talk is the gateway to this new interface, where you'll see the 4 tasks that I just mentioned. To provide further information about each, starting with after legal question, the AI assistant has been trained to respond to the type of legal research queries that arise in your day-to-day practice, such as term of art interpretation and application, questions about legal procedures and principles, and identification of leading cases by legislation, topic, or fact. Next up, we have legal drafting. So you can draft a transactional document, legal memo, letter, email, or clause, and refine it by a follow-up prompting. Thirdly, we have case summarization. You can generate a summary of any case in our database, reported or unreported. And finally, document upload. You can upload your own documents to summarize or run queries against them. Now, you can apply each of these tasks separately or together within the same conversation, as I'll show you now. And I'm going to start by asking a legal question. Lexis Plus AI can significantly cut down legal research time by providing you with the information and insights you need much faster than via traditional research methods. Whereas in the past, research often meant hours of trawling through online and hard copy resources, and that was time that you may have to write off. The AI assistant can deliver answers to your legal questions in a matter of moments. So for this scenario, imagine you operate a general practice, and amongst the diverse range of queries you receive, there's one about involuntary medical treatment of a child. Specifically, clients have approached you for advice on whether a hospital can administer a blood transfusion to their child against their express religious wishes. This is a query that's beyond your regular practice, so you put it to the AI assistant as you might a trusted colleague if you knew somebody who specialized in this area. So my prompt is, in New South Wales, when can a hospital administer a blood transfusion to a child without the parent's consent? I have specified New South Wales as the jurisdiction of my prompt. There's also the option to choose a jurisdiction from this menu here. While the response is loading, I just want to give you an overview of the technology underpinning Lexis Plus AI. We use a blend of large language models selected based on best performance for each use case and fine-tuned on our content. This gives them the depth and nuance to be able to understand legal context and language and perform legal tasks, which is an important point of difference between a domain-specific tool like ours and general-purpose applications like ChatGPT. Another key differentiator is our retrieval augmented generation methodologies. We have integrated our large language model with our search technology. In simple terms, when you run a query, this will trigger multiple, or when you run a prompt, I should say, this will trigger multiple queries against our database of primary and secondary content. And then the AI assistant will retrieve documents, which it will provide to a large language model to synthesize into the response that you can see on screen. RAG is an important safeguard against the risk of inaccuracies and hallucinations that can impact those general purpose applications I mentioned just earlier. Here we see the AI response with citations embedded and repeated below. These are provided so that you can verify the provenance and accuracy of the response while also facilitating further research on the key issues. And to that end, we also provide a list of related materials at the bottom of the response in the form of cases, legislation, practical guidance, and secondary materials that were also retrieved in that RAG stage. So the AI assistant will search across our entire database of content, as Sita explained earlier, for the passages and documents that it will use as a foundation for the draft. Where a source is in your subscription, it will be hyperlinked. Otherwise, you'll see a small out of subscription message next to the relevant citation. I'll just click on one of these hyperlinks now to demonstrate how you can move seamlessly across to the traditional research environment. You can even continue prompting by opening the AI assistant on the right-hand side, and you've got the source document on the left-hand side for context, so you can interact with the two in parallel. Returning to the full Lexis Plus AI experience now, where you want to go deeper in your research, you can ask follow-up questions to clarify or refine the AI responses. So you can see we have some standard follow-up prompt suggestions. You can also enter your own here. And at each stage in the conversation, the AI assistant will retain the full context of the conversation and respond to you appropriately. I'm going to select Summarize Case Law Authority. And this is a request for a summary of the 1 to 3 cases that have been cited in the response above. Very shortly, we will be supplementing these standard follow-up prompt suggestions with AI-generated bespoke suggestions. These will be customized to your conversation to help guide your research. And we think they'll be especially useful for junior practitioners and those, like in this scenario, who are researching a new or unfamiliar area and don't necessarily know which questions to ask to, elicit the information they need. Here are the summaries of the 3 cases that I requested. And you can see that the important elements of the cases have been distilled into a concise and easy to digest format. At this point, I could ask follow-up questions about these specific cases to determine their application to my client's matter. I could even ask the AI assistant to return more cases where a health practitioner has administered medical treatment to a child against the wishes of the parents. But in the interest of time, I will finish my research there and ask the AI assistant to draft a memo. Now, I could use this memo as the foundation for a letter to send to a client. In truth, there's I could have just asked for the AI assistant to draft a letter directly to the client, incorporating my research. But this is just an excuse to show you the new our new memo drafting capability, which we released very recently. Each use case we develop has a dedicated pipeline or work stream configured by our data scientists with support from our local team of SMEs. For memo drafting, we started with code from the US, which we significantly localized to ensure the appropriateness of the memo's format, tone, style, and contents for Australian practitioners. The data scientists leveraged the collective expertise and memo drafting experience of our in-house team of 40-odd lawyers into designing this work stream. The SMEs also evaluated responses to prompts across multiple rounds until the work stream was ready to release. In this way, our approach to product development and testing is very much human in the loop. So while I was talking, the memo response generated, and just in addition to like the length and the formatting of the memo, I want to highlight another feature, being these what we're calling contextual citations. And I'll expand one now so that you can see how it renders. These embedded citations expand to show you the grounding snippet, or the snippet from the grounding document that the large language model considered in generating its response. We are piloting, these contextual citations for memo drafting with a view to extending them to other response types very shortly. And these just allow you will help you with easier verification of the AI assistant's responses. Another imminent enhancement that I want to call out is upload to draft. Soon you'll be able to draft a memo and other outputs based on a combination of your own uploaded documents and LexisNexis content. For example, in this scenario, you could upload correspondence between the client and the hospital or medical notes to incorporate additional context into the memo. So that will enhance this experience. Just to recap, for this scenario, I started by asking a legal question, then I summarized case authorities, and finally I generated a draft memo, all within the same conversation. I think amongst other things, this scenario illustrates how Lexis Plus AI can help you upskill faster on new areas and ultimately expand your practice. Also, just to reiterate, I mentioned earlier the time that you may be writing off in research hours. We see, hopefully this scenario here demonstrates how much faster researching in the AI system is than traditional methods. I'm going to close this conversation now to highlight a new capability, full transactional document drafting. Due to the length and complexity of these outputs, they do take a few minutes to load. So if you indulge me, I'll open an earlier conversation that I ran this morning. And for this scenario, my prompt was, my client wants to engage a casual employee, draft an employment agreement to provide the employer with location flexibility while also protecting the employee's interests. Now, in full transparency, this casual employment agreement here took me around 2 minutes 20 to load, which is still, significantly faster than it would be were you to draft this yourself from scratch, or even if you were adapting a template. You can see that this response has been generated based on, I'll just scroll to the end, it's quite an extensive agreement. You can see that it has been generated based on template employment agreements within our database. So it's really, the AI system is drawing upon authoritative resources there. You can refine this draft output via follow-up prompting, and once satisfied with the final output, you have different delivery options available to you. You can copy and paste, print, email, or download it to yourself. And I want to, at this point, highlight a new capability or a new functionality that we're developing called drafting mode, which will be released very shortly. This will give you real-time editing capability and access to a suite of drafting tools to help you get to your final version even faster. So that's quite an exciting new enhancement that's in store. Okay, so I'll move now to our final task on Lexis AI document upload. I've opened a new conversation. You can upload up to 10 of your own documents at once to either summarize or ask questions of them. You can see here that each document can be up to 1 million characters, and that equates to roughly 600 pages. The upload task caters to multiple use cases across litigation and transactional work streams. One of the most popular is chronology building, which I'll demonstrate now by generating a timeline of events from filings in the Novak Djokovic visa cancellation. This was a matter a few years ago during COVID. I've uploaded 4 documents of roughly, I think it's about 90 pages in total. And I can see feedback on the interface that the documents have uploaded now, and I can go ahead and ask my questions. So I am going to generate a timeline of events. Chronologies, of course, and I think the reason why they're so popular is they're a great aid for getting up to speed with a matter. You can also use them as an ongoing reference point. One of the real advantages of the chronology building capability on Lexis AI is its versatility. You can customize the details of your chronology. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a full timeline of all events contained in the uploaded document. You could ask, for example, for a timeline of the events in a relationship between 2 parties or a witness's employment history. So it's very versatile in that regard. Here we have a full timeline extracted from the 4 uploaded documents. It took less than a minute. I think the same task, it'd be fair to say that the same task would take, over an hour if I were to do it manually. And I think this is a really good illustration of the AI assistant automating or fast tracking what would otherwise be a manual repetitive process. And the benefit to you is that you can focus on the more strategic aspects of your role that demand your time and expertise and allow you to develop or deliver, I should say, real value to your client. We are releasing, I should say, an enhanced presentation of the timeline feature very soon, which will be particularly beneficial should you need to print the timeline or share it with somebody else. While I'm on the upload task, some of the other time-saving use cases that we offer include summarization, extracting citations, comparing and contrasting documents, and finding arguments and counter-arguments. This is a good opportunity to just to reiterate what Cedra explained about our data security infrastructure earlier. Uploaded documents are encrypted and temporarily stored in our secure cloud, which is hosted in Australia. In fact, every component of the Lexis Plus AI app and any data you input is hosted on Australian servers, as Cedra explained. Now, the two key benefits of local hosting are, firstly, data sovereignty. Data stored and processed within Australia is subject to Australian laws and governance. The second benefit is better performance through lower latency rates and faster access speeds. I just also want to reiterate that your uploaded documents and interactions with the AI system are entirely private to you. They are not used for training on testing purposes. Their documents are only retained for the duration of your active session before they're purged, while conversations are archived for 90 days for your reference unless you delete them earlier. Sita did allude to the Vault's capability earlier, and so this will be a great enhancement for those of you who want to analyze more than 10 documents at once or perform AI tasks on the same documents over multiple sessions. You'll be able to create matter-based vaults of up to 500 documents each, which will persist in our secure cloud as long as you need them. This will save you the need to upload the documents afresh each time. And of course, the vaults will be protected by the same strict security measures as one-time document upload. Before I finish up, I think it would be remiss of me not to mention our in-app help resources and training webinars. So we have these prompt tips here, and you can see that there are tips on how to craft effective prompts, as well as examples across the various tasks. I should have mentioned earlier in relation to full transactional document, it's quite a broad category, cover things like agreements, contracts, deeds, policies, resolutions, and even checklists. For those litigation lawyers on the call, we are developing litigation drafting capability. It will just take longer to release due to its complexity. In addition to the prompt tips, we also have a well-stocked help center. It includes walkthroughs, videos, and other user guides, as well as a link to our regular Lexis Plus AI training webinar, which you can register for. So in the 4 tasks on Lexis Plus AI: conversational search, drafting, case summarisation, and document review. Lexis Plus AI is already offering significant benefits to users in terms of productivity and better work product. And with the addition of new features and capabilities, which I've alluded to today, it will become an even more indispensable solution for lawyers. Thanks, and I'll just stop sharing so I can pass back to Sita. Sita, I think you're on mute.
That's a classic issue in virtual sessions, isn't it? To be on mute when you're talking. I hope you all can see my screen now. We've had many questions posted in the question and answer box, but before we get to answering those for you, I thought it would be good to hear directly from some of our customers on their experiences using Lexis Plus AI.
The Lexis Plus AI platform has resulted in significant time savings in relation to research and drafting documents, and also given us confidence in relation to the accuracy of the advice we're providing to clients. The conversational search function enables us to be able to obtain all of the relevant information, comprehensive answers and summaries almost instantaneously. It probably saves me on average 1 hour a day. Lexis Plus AI is using the extensive LexisNexis database, so we can be assured that the information we're getting is accurate and reliable. The drafting function, some of the benefits of it are the saving of time, the ability to be able to generate a more rounded, comprehensive document for the client, and also with the comfort of it providing hyperlinks so that we can go back and check the references throughout the LexisNexis database to ensure the accuracy of what's being provided. I find the Lexis Plus AI platform to be really user-friendly the way it's been designed. All of the components of the research are all in the one place, and it's very easy to navigate.
My name is Adam Narkut. I'm the principal and founder of Narkut Law. Narkut Law is a boutique firm operating in the CBD of Melbourne. We specialise in corporate, commercial and property law. Lexis AI has marked a transformative phase for Narkut Law. Lexis AI has had an incredible impact on our firm. We've been able to save up to 7 hours a day. Productivity, it's increased my productivity in particular by at least 200%, and the impact that it's had on our business is also not only just the time-saving aspect, because once you've saved that time, let's say 7 hours for me in particular, you're able to utilise that time to benefit the firm in terms of culture, be able to talk to your colleagues, collaborate more effectively, and thereby achieving more value for clients. By utilising Lexis AI, we are able to minimise human error and thereby provide reliable and accurate legal services.
Okay, those were some great questions and some insights that we had from Michael and Adam. We'll now address the questions that we've got in our Q&A box. I'll just stop sharing my screen so that we can take a look at those questions and respond to you as well. One of the questions that we've got, I think, from earlier in the demo is on RAG and retrieval augmented generation and how it works. Rupert, is this a question that you would like to pick up?
Sure. So the question was a question about more information.
How does RAG work? Yeah.
Sure. So as I explained earlier, when you run a prompt, when you run a prompt, what will happen is it will be reformulated by the AI assistant, and it's reformulated into multiple queries that can run against our databases of primary and secondary content. So this is the content that you would find within the legal research environment, cases, legislation, practical guidance notes, commentaries, and other secondary materials. The documents, and so we're applying the same search relevance algorithm to find relevant content, which is then delivered to the large language model. It will synthesize those responses, the documents and snippets into a response, and that's what's presented to you with the embedded citations. Did you want to elaborate on that, Sita?
No, I think that answers the question. If there are any further questions on RAG, please do post them in the Q&A box, and we'll clarify any questions that you've got. We've got another question about Lexis AI, the legal AI assistant being available in Word. Yes, that's one of our roadmap items. So as a part of our roadmap, when the legal AI assistant evolves into Protégé, it will integrate into Microsoft 365 as well. What that means is that we want to make Protégé available in Word, in Outlook, in Teams as well, in Copilot if our customers have Copilot licenses. The idea is to make Protégé available where you work and to meet you wherever you work in the workflows and the work product that you're using. We have another question here on whether it's possible to upload templates and precedent documents to Lexis AI using your firm's formatting and letterheads for the system to input the information generated straight into the document. Rupert, would you like to pick this one up?
Sure. So that is a enhancement that's on the roadmap. We don't have an indicative time frame yet, but we're looking at giving users the option to, or the ability to upload an exemplar document and then use that for future drafting. Sita also touched on personalization before, and in the months following Protégé's release, we will be introducing more sophisticated forms of personalization, including a feature called Draft in Your Style. And this will involve the Protégé, evaluating a sample of your work and then deducing your drafting preferences and then using those settings for any future drafting tasks. I think this was explained earlier but personalization is available on an opt-in basis. So if you'd prefer not to personalize responses, then that's entirely your prerogative. And it will be very easy to toggle on or off personalization within the Protégé app.
And there's just an add-on question, which is very similar to the one we just got, is does formatting in drafted documents continue when exported to Word? The numbering and clause references.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just check. We've got a few more questions coming in. How will it affect the responses I'd get to a search if I'm only registered for, say, 2 packages or areas of law and not the whole LexisNexis content? That's a great question. So like I said earlier during my presentation, that Lexis Plus AI, the assistant, goes across all of our content, all of LexisNexis content, across primary law, secondary law, practical guidance, and forms and precedents. What that means is it goes across all content that's, regardless of your subscription. And when you get a response, you would have seen in the demo that Rupert had those citations, which the response was grounded in. Those citations will be across from your subscriptions, if it's found some relevant content from your subs, but also from content that's not in your plan. What you'll get in that case is the citation along with the relevant snippet that it has considered for grounding the response. It's only that you won't be able to click through to view the full text of that response. If that content is something that is valuable to you, you can always reach out to your relationship manager and let us know about that. We've got another question regarding Western Australia content coverage. This is something we are working on, and it goes across, like I said, all of the content that we've got across all our jurisdiction. We do not leave any of the content out from a primary law and secondary law perspective, unless there are, we look at it from a royalty and licensing standpoint. And after that scrutiny, if there's something that we are not contractually obligated to use, then we wouldn't, but everything else would be included. And we are obviously always working on improving our currency and coverage as well.
Just on that question, if you want to receive a response grant in the law of a specific jurisdiction like WA, you can specify it in your prompt or select it from the jurisdictional menu.
Thanks, Rupert. I have one more question here about, which is a very specific question about the uploaded document function, the upload task function, that summarizing and asking questions is something that you can do with it. But how about legal search regarding issues in the document, whether it shows that the question is, whether it can extract those legal issues and give you a more research-oriented response on that?
That's an excellent question. And it touches upon an enhancement that we're looking at this year. So just to lay the context, when you upload a document, you can ask questions about legal concepts within the documents or citations, and the large language models will only draw upon the documents themselves. They won't have regard to our broader database of primary and secondary content. But customers have given us feedback that they want to be able to perform legal research tasks within the document upload experience. And so we are looking to integrate those capabilities to support prompts like, can you find me additional cases to support the arguments in my document?
Thanks, Rupert. There's another question here, and this is a great question as well. Is the AI system learning from the input of users, or is the document IP, right, held by the user? Is the data stored and processed in Australia? I think the data storage and processing, as I mentioned earlier, yes, it is stored in Australia. As far as learning goes, no. So we do not train or tune the large language models based on user input. The interactions are private between the user and the AI model. It's between them. Nobody has access. Nobody other than them have access to it, not even other members of the firm. And when we do introduce personalization that both Rupert and I alluded to earlier, that's in your control. It's going to be a setting that you have every right to decide how you want to use. You could either enable or disable it. And again, even if you enable it, that interaction and that personalization is limited to you and just you. It's not going to be expanded and used across the entire LexisNexis customer base. I hope that answers your question. We do have another question, Rupert, about the limitation on what documents can be uploaded, for example, PDF, Word, Excel, from a format standpoint.
That's a good question. So I should have mentioned this earlier when I was talking about the file specifications. You can upload TXT, DocX, and PDF. As for PDFs, as of today, we support digital or true PDFs. as well as PDFs in a readable format, ones that have been converted via OCR. Now, we know, again, that users want to upload scanned image files, so we are going to support that very, very soon. The capability is in testing now, so we're looking to deploy that imminently.
Thanks, Rupert. We have one more question. Thanks, everyone, for all these questions they're posting. They're really excellent. Does Plus AI have immediate access to cases once they're published, that is, when uploaded to Lexis Advance? Rupert, would you like to take this while I take a look at the other questions in the box?
Sure. So yes, the retrieval, one of the advantages of retrieval augmented generation, other than the fact that the AI system is grounding its response on our authoritative legal content, is that it can run searches in real time. So as soon as new case, legislation, or updates to commentary, or even a PG, practical guidance note, are published, then they will be considered in the response.
Thanks, Rupert. I think we've got time for one more question. There's a question here. Is there a need for highly tailored prompts to get accurate results? Rupert, would you like to pick that one up, or do you want me to respond?
I'm happy for you to pick it up, and then I can add anything at the
Sure,
end.
thanks. Yeah, so this is a great question again, because I think it's very similar to using Boolean search on a traditional research platform like Lexis Plus, right? We had to learn Boolean search. We had to learn how to use those curated search queries in order to arrive at get that tailored search results that we were looking for. I think prompting is something very similar. It's a new art that all of us need to adopt and learn. And customers are getting very good at it. As you use these products, as you use Lexis Plus AI, you'll only get better at it. I wouldn't say you need highly tailored prompts all the time. It really depends upon what you're looking for. So it really depends on the context and the matter that you have at hand. Certain things will require tailored prompts, while certain requirements you could do with broad prompts as well. But one thing to keep in mind is that Lexis Plus AI is legally tuned. It is tuned on legal content, which means that it understands legal language. So it's always good to keep your questions as legal as possible. It's not like ChatGPT where we can put in lay questions and get lay responses. So it's more like talking to a trusted colleague at work. That's how I would suggest that you use a product like Lexis Plus AI. Yeah, anything you would like to add, Rupert, on top of that?
Sure. So just add that we do have those prompting resources I mentioned earlier. We have prompt tips, as well as a prompting framework available in the Help Center to help you create effective prompts. The other thing to note is that as we, the product is constantly evolving, and as we leverage new technology such as agentic AI, it will become even more intuitive. So the protege will be able to identify things, like maybe deficits in your prompt or ambiguities, and prompt you for additional information to help deliver a response tailored to your needs. So yes, I agree that it is it's well worth availing yourself of those resources when you get started, but prompting will become even more intuitive as we go.
100%. Thanks, Rupert. We do have one final question, which I thought would be very interesting to everybody. So I do want to pick it up, but I might not be able to touch upon it fully. We could follow up with a more detailed response on this one. The tips on, how do you measure this, right? In the efficiencies that are gained and just the productivity that you're gaining from this product. I think if you would have heard Michael and Adam talk earlier, those productivity gains do give you more time to address higher value work, work that is going to add more customer value. We've also seen a lot of our firms, especially in the smaller end of the market, they're able to take on more work. So they're able to take on work which typically, otherwise before Gen AI, they couldn't earlier. So that's another value added gain that's there in using Gen AI. I think it's also about the time saved and the non-billable hours that you would typically write off otherwise. I think that's something to keep in mind as well. So those efficiency metrics are going to be in different contexts. The levers are going to be different, and we can always work with you on that as well.
I just, if I can just add an additional efficiency gain. This just came to mind. So as a junior lawyer, I remember floundering and not really knowing, necessarily the ins and outs of legal research, and requiring quite a lot of guidance from my supervisors. Hopefully, like the product as I've demonstrated today is, we think it's very intuitive. It helps you get to the information you need fast. We've got additional, enhancements in store that are only going to make it easier for junior lawyers to use. So I think that it's, that will equate to less time for supervisors monitoring or providing guidance to their juniors, but also less time reviewing the quality of their output. So that should also, free up supervisors to take on more work.
Oh, thanks, Rupert. I know I've said a final question. There's one more, and we'll stop with this one. I promise we'll stop at this one. For lengthy sets of records, such as criminal or medical records, will the AI model be able to chronologize and summarize those records and identify relevant entities? This is something, yes, this is part of our roadmap, and absolutely the vaults that we spoke about earlier, where you can upload up to 500 documents into one vault, you will be able to run these kind of prompts on those documents and get the kind of responses that you're looking for, identifying entities, extracting those entities, summarizing issues, and building chronologies as well. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your questions. Please keep them coming in. Like I said, an hour is never enough. It's never going to be enough for a topic like AI, but thank you for your time today. Please do reach out to us at pr@lexisnexis.com.au in case you have any further questions. Thank you again. It was lovely to have you with us.
Thanks.